Well, good evening again, and we are back. Just letting everybody know we had a big power outage. We believe what happened here was something in the nature of a accident. So we're going to have to go back and fix all of our settings and all this fun stuff. But we're going to open things back up here and get everybody's microphones back on. And here we go. Man, I blame all this on COVID, so I'm just saying.
I don't. I blame it all on shooting.
I blame it on shooting.
Calling back from assignment and the whole system
That's
blows.
right.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Boom. It's out.
Isn't that crazy?
We're in the middle of talking to him.
We were?
Next thing you know,
Yep.
done.
And there it is. Boom.
It's gone.
I mean, it happens, I guess. It's only the second time we've lost power during a show.
Yep, that's true.
It usually happens because of a natural disaster or
Yeah.
something. Storm.
But it feels beautiful out there with the door
Yeah,
open
it's
now.
good now. Yeah.
It's nice.
It's a little warm in here.
It was.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely
you got
was.
long sleeves on, so that
You know what?
You look like
Why,
it's like
hey,
middle of the winter right
you
now.
know what? I'm just going to roll them down. I'm just keeping it hot in here.
Hey, I'm just telling you by look of views, it's better if you roll them up.
Yeah. Listen, I don't have a lot of sleeveless shirts.
I do.
Like Larry the Cable Guy over here. Show off
Larry.
the gun show.
Larry the Cable Guy.
When I'm cutting grass, I don't want sleeves on.
You can't really have a true farmer's tan, though.
No. I just
Well, all right.
when I get to my destination, there ain't too many people out in hematite they're going to see me, so I will take the whole entire shirt off.
And on that, we're moving.
On that, let's move on.
Yeah.
So where we leave off?
I don't really remember.
Well, we
a
were
whole
talking
lot.
to Shooty, but let's
talking
go
to
ahead and
Mr.
move.
Shooty.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and
let's
move forward. We've got
forward
quite
away
a
from
few
Shooty.
things to take care of here, so let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's finish up a little bit what we talked about with Misha. One of the things that happened was Illinois, the great state of Illinois, Communist Republic of Illinois, decided that they were going to move everything around sports-wise. And I know you sent us that thing, and I don't know how to read, because they didn't teach at South Iron. So Blair, why don't you kind of give us a little?
is, I don't learn how to read.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
But he values his education.
values
Listen,
education.
All I have to do is tell you what you need to know.
That's right. So,
I was hooked on phonics.
da,
Okay.
da, 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 da.
So, Coach Blair, why don't you kind of elaborate a little bit about what the great state of Illinois is doing?
Well, they took a majority of their fall season sports and moved them to the spring. They only allowed 4 sports to be participated during the fall session, and that is girls and boys tennis, and then boys and girls cross country, and then swimming and diving. So those 4 sports have stayed in the fall, and then they kind of separated each sport into a low, medium, and high expectation of contact, basically. So they did that, and then that's kind of how they broke it down into what sport was going to go during what season. So the fall sports, those 4 sports are going to go from August 10th through October 17th is the last day of that. So literally just over 2 months of participation for those sports. And then it starts up November 16th, which starts the winter session, which will include boys and girls basketball, wrestling, swimming, boys swimming only, boys and girls bowling. It looks like that is all the winter sports, and that would go from November 16th through February 13th, it looks like. So, and then they're going to go into their what they call their spring session, which is February 15th through May 1st, and that is going to include football, boys soccer, girls volleyball, and then that's it, basically. So those sports, basically the majority of the fall sports are going to go to the spring. And then the spring sports are going to go to what they call the summer session, which is May 3rd through June 26th. So shorted that season. Once again, they got lost out on a whole season last year, and then they're going to shorten in there this year's season. So those spring sports are going to kind of go through summer, which is going to affect a lot of the summer stuff that they're going to do over there. But that included, let's see here, baseball, softball, girls soccer, boys volleyball, boys and girls lacrosse, and then boys tennis. So all of those sports will be going through June 26th. So basically what they did was they took the fall sports, put them in the spring, put the spring to the summer, and then just shortened everybody's seasons. So now, once again, I mean, every kid gets an opportunity to participate, but, that does affect, the cutting the seasons in half. I know that they said that, the state of Illinois is going to do, in basketball, they're only going to allow you 2 contests per week and no tournaments. You're not allowed to be in any tournaments at all. So that's, that's a lot, when you take into consideration that you're going to be only playing 2 games a week, and your season shortened in about 5 weeks.
No postseason, I'm assuming, if they're saying no tournament?
Well, they're saying no postseason, but they put in there that there's going to be a postseason. So at first they said no tournaments, and then people were questioning postseason, so then they said they're going to have to reiterate that and put in that there's going to be an opportunity for postseason play with tournaments. So different.
If they're flip-flopping, let me ask the football guy here. If they were to flip-flop and say, let's do football in the spring and let's do all the spring sports now in the fall, what's your opinion on that if you had to double up and went football in the spring of 21 and then had to go right back around into fall of 21?
We had a pretty interesting situation. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
you're talking about a lot of weeks of football.
For sure.
And, I mean, what are those kids going to get the other sports in if they're going to, I mean, I know you guys know football coaches, and if you've ever been around them, I don't see them stopping once that season's over. And so you're going to go rolling right back into another season.
Yeah.
So. Especially of a contact sport like that, and I don't know.
Is that a health issue, in your opinion, for a 14 to 18-year-old kid?
I think it has every opportunity to be. I 100% agree with that. I think it takes a big toll on your body. I mean, you think about going, especially when you're playing that football season into basically some of the winter months. You're going to be out there in some possibility of being snowing in February. So, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle that situation? I mean, I know Friday night football in the fall is beautiful when it's cooler, but at the same point, I mean, you think about 35-degree weather and snow on the ground is a little different story.
When are they going to start it?
February 15th is the first day of official practice, and I don't know. It doesn't specify when they can start contest. I haven't really dug into it that much.
Well, if they're going to cut it in half, that's like 5 games then.
I think they said 7. They're going to allow them 7 and then postseason. So, I don't know what that includes, but they said that they were going to cut them in half, but then they allowed, like I said, they're going to allow 7, and then only they're going to kind of go off those games.
I guess you'll have the spring sports in between.
Yeah.
The summer sports, I guess it would be baseball, right? Or
so
what?
Summer sports are going to be baseball, softball, track, and field.
Yeah, but what about those sports that play select? I mean, we kind of hit on this a little bit before, but now select softball is a big thing.
Oh yeah.
So
JCC.
I mean, I would have to say that if you're a player, baseball, softball doesn't matter, right? And if I had my choice. Now, maybe 15, 20 years ago, God, it's been that long, since I've been in high school, if I was a good baseball player, which I wasn't, I would have to say that I would play select before I would play high school's baseball.
Well, yeah, if your family is spending thousands and thousands
That's the other part. Now, the other thing is these people are spending, who coach this or run this, they're making money off people playing.
Right.
That's their livelihood. So they're going to have a lot of influence. Plus, it's their job to have a lot of influence to get your name out there, to get your stats out there, to showcase you.
Right.
That's why you play.
Right.
You play against the best competition. You're not playing against the best competition in the county or the tri-county area. You're playing against best competition when you're playing the best of the best everywhere else. So as a baseball player or a softball player, I'm playing select. It's great. I mean, I'm all for the school, but if I have to make a choice, because Misha says you can't play 2 sports in the same season, and you shouldn't.
Right.
Because your baseball coaches and your softball coaches, they're not getting together and saying, hey, what was the pitch count for so-and-so? Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. We won't throw. No, they don't care.
Ain't going to happen.
They're worried about winning their games.
Yep.
So realistically, we're talking about Mission. This is obviously in Illinois. It's still not a good thing because that is the prime time for those sports. So again, the sacrificial lamb becomes baseball, and then in Illinois, it's softball as well.
Yes.
It's hey, that's great. It's good. Glad you made it.
Yeah,
Which
less
is
than
really
5
unfortunate.
weeks of a season, basically, cut in half. Basically, there would usually be a 10-week season, so you can get a 5-week season out of a baseball, which they've already got cut a whole freaking season last year, and then you got to kind of.
I mean, they're basically making like an intramural YMCA men's league for every sport, and saying, "This is it. See ya. Thanks."
So my other question goes back to, once again, is officials. You move all this stuff around, and you've got overlapping officials. You've got some officials that don't do this, or they have a job that allows them freedom to officiate basketball in the winter because their job allows that, but they may not be able to officiate, basketball that it's later in the winter. It goes into March or April or whatever. So you take into consideration that, and then what about the summer stuff for these younger age kids? Okay, like Little League.
Little League, yeah.
I mean, so if you're doing sports for spring sports, all the way through the end of June, what does that do for those kind of things? The opportunities of you don't have facilities, you don't have places to play because they are being used by the high schools, local schools.
I give you a perfect example. I mean, my son, was going to play on Herculaneum's baseball team. So we had talked about what he was going to do in the summer. It's like, Dad, we thought about maybe going to Legion or whatever, but he's like, if I play Legion, I'm going to miss all your basketball stuff. I'm going to miss football practices. He goes, I don't really want to play that many baseball games.
Right.
And I said, okay, and this is before COVID. So we made the decision he wasn't going to play anything. So I didn't have him try out for any baseball teams or nothing. The plan was he was going to play Herculaneum baseball, and, that was going to be his baseball. Well, COVID strikes, so now he misses a whole year of baseball. He couldn't get on a team, and wasn't like we could just hop on a team. Those tryouts were done months ago.
July.
Yeah, months ago. So he was stuck, and he lost a whole year. And now what are you going to do? You're going to come, and then he's going to have a few months of baseball? And this next coming year? And baseball's going to get screwed over again. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of things for these for Misha, and some of that's why they need to. I can't believe we waited this long for a decision.
Yeah, that's the one thing I think that's really going to be difficult if they do make a decision to move sports back or whatever the case may be, because you've been thinking about football has been practicing 4 weeks now.
Yeah, we've been practicing since July 1st,
and then all of a sudden, let's say that they say we're going to stop it and we're going to push everything back to October 1st, and you're going to take a hiatus till October 1st. I mean, you think about that. If that happens, what does that do to that athlete? I mean, that's been working towards that, and now they're going to have to take off. So are they going to say you can't do anything from now till October 1st with any of those athletes? I mean, what's the stipulation with that if they push everything back like that? I mean, that puts a lot of strain on some kids. You know what I mean?
What do you as the basketball coach? Are you going to be able to have open gyms or anything with those kids?
No.
Or?
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to say no activities whatsoever from effective, whatever date till the first day of October 10th. And then can we do anything from October to, can we have an open gym, an opportunity to open the gym up for athletes in October, November, and December before season starts in
Now
December.
you get in the flu season, and now it's just
The flu?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's not a smart virus.
I've
We've
never-
already established which the smartest virus.
I've never heard of the flu before.
Yeah.
What is
something
this
new.
thing you talk about?
Man.
It's a no-win situation, no matter what's decided.
somebody.
We just need to get it decided.
Yeah.
I agree.
I've got a good post here from Christopher Taylor, and part of this is going to get cut off. I can't imagine what you all as coaches would have to defend, uphold, and present to many others what's best for your kiddos. This is a sad time in our history, unpredictable at best.
Agreed.
So very good post.
I think that's spot on.
I mean, because no matter what we say, and no matter what we try to, because we all want the kids to play.
Yes.
And we all want them to play as many games as possible. And to go to every single practice as possible, obviously. But at the end of the day, we might not get that.
Yeah.
We might not get what we want. We might not get our kids all the time to have open gyms, to have practices 2 and 3 times a week. We might have to condense a bunch of games into a short amount of time.
Correct.
The only thing that matters at this point, and I've said it to kids, I've said it to anybody who wants to discuss it, our kids need sports in some capacity. We have to get them back. If spring didn't teach us anything, when kids don't get to play,
Yes.
they need something.
Well, just the activities too, the fine arts. I mean, all of the different activities. They need to be a part of something.
Yeah.
I mean that's going to help them as individuals and as educators. That's what we're here for. And
You
They
take
lose that.
You take that relationship, the opportunity to build relationships and to learn from everyday life and everyday mistakes and positive things that happen. You take all that away from a kid that's 15 years old as a freshman in high school or 14 at some point. You take all that away from a kid. I mean, that's a lot of opportunities lost that they will never get back. And that's a huge momentum in your life when you move into that high school range and you have to build those relationships with kids that are 4 or 5 years older than you are and trying to, kind of understand what your teammates want and their strengths and weaknesses and learning from each other. I think that does a crazy amount of disjustice to students and athletes as a whole. And then, you take into consideration that some of these kids just need structure, just need someone to tell them this is how you do it, and let's follow through with that. That's the most important part. I mean, taking kids out of the classroom is even more important when you take them out of that structure lineup. That say you got to be here at 3:00, and you got to be dressed and ready to go for practice at 3:00.
And your grades,
and then you got to take care of your grades in the classroom every day. And so, but if they're at home doing online, they don't have nobody telling them that. There's nobody sitting there across.
There's no accountability. There's no accountability.
There's no face-to-face.
And here's the question, and I'm gonna preface this, and I'm not picking on you because Jason, you have said sports kept you in school. How do you think you, as a younger person, would have done with a virtual-only classroom?
I would have failed.
Yeah, see, that's.
And I'm not doing it failed, but I would have struggled because I was a kid that needed to be doing stuff.
And then the other part of that is if you're virtual and you don't have sports. Yeah.
I
lived out in the country. My dad worked swing shift. So what am I going to do when he was on midnights? And then here I'm supposed to be learning and doing this or that. Or heck, I'd been working probably. I'd have probably been outside cutting grass, doing farm work, doing that.
And
I also say you wouldn't be
with my cutoff on.
You wouldn't be in the position you are today if it wasn't for that. You probably wouldn't have ever went to college.
Well, maybe. You got
to think about it. Sports is one of the reasons why you wanted to go to college and play for.
Well, I went away. I would have went to college. It would have probably been like Jeff.
But I'm saying is if you don't have that, if you have online and you don't have that structure, like you said, your dad's working overnights and you're deciding, well, heck, I'm just going to go to work.
But when you start taking the what ifs and putting it into, and I'm not saying you were an at-risk kid, but you start putting those into at-risk kids or kids on the fringe.
Why am I here? Why am I here?
There's
no point. There's no reason for me to be here. So I might as well drop out. I might as well get a job. We hear enough of that already
to be productive.
Right? And so that just now it just reiterates in their mind. It just, okay, I don't need to be here.
I think we're all in agreement. Hopefully they get something figured out. Hopefully we get a chance to have sports. Hopefully we get a chance to at least let these kids have that structure, get the coaching that they need, and have the opportunity to compete. And they don't have, those things happen to. Good God, we're going on break already? We had a 30-minute break.
I know.
But he didn't get his commercials in.
I got to pay the bills.
You got to leave it with one thing, Chris. I think the most important thing, if anybody out there is listening from Misha, I mean, make it right for the kids. Regardless of the situation.
Do it for the kids.
Do it. Give it an opportunity for the kids to have
You
success.
think Mish is watching right now?
Hey,
they're watching the coach's box. baby.
Somebody is.
Jim Powers is still watching.
Dr. Erhan
Hey,
is a Facebook friend of
And I
mine.
can tell
There
you
go.
this. I can tell you this. So whoever is watching, if you can know anybody from Misha, share this thing. Let them know what's going on out there.
I
I
don't
mean, I
know
think
what's
it's
going on in
important.
Jeff County.
That's right. We have a say in what's going on out here, I think. So,
Well, kind of.
hey, we're just a county in the
Pay your mission dues. I think you should get to say.
You got it. You got it.
There you have it.
Chris Taylor's right. He says, "Sorry guys, didn't mean to open a can
No,
of worms."
that's.
But it is socially bad not to have sports. I don't care what anyone says.
100% agree with it.
Yep,
Just look at the world today.
Yep.
Without sports, how much bad was happening.
Well, Jeff Weiner just posted too. Inner city and rural kids will suffer the most without classroom learning
Listen,
activities.
Jeff isn't allowed to post unless he's wearing his hat backwards. New rule. Bill Maher style. New rule. New rule.
I like it.
I think so too.
That's great.
I can't wait till
Professional. Hey, the Main Street
Main
Sports.
Street Sports, right?
How
Friday.
about I put
Main
a
Street
challenge?
Sports
Hey,
Friday.
put the camera on me
Okay,
real
hold
quick.
on, hold
before
on. There you go.
Come on.
Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right, Jeff. The hat's backwards on Main Street Sports. I'm calling you out.
Oh,
if
there
it's
it is.
not, I'm not ever going to listen to anything. We're not going to read your comments.
There it is.
No.
Hey,
No.
no,
No.
they don't read our
Hat
comments
backwards.
anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, he doesn't read our comments anyway.
You disrespect my boys here. Hat's got to be backwards.
Right. There you
Calling
go.
you out.
Jim Powers is going to be here next week. He said he's coming.
Awesome.
So there
Powers is
it is.
coming.
Can't wait till next week now. So there you go.
That's right.
All right. Are we ready to go to break now?
Yeah,
Ready to
let's-
go break.
let's
Go to
go.
break. Go
Let's
to
go
break.
on to break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Coach's Box.
I wonder what Coach Jarvis is up to.
Oh, hang on a minute. I got a call from Blair.
What am I doing? I'm sitting here watching the Coach's Box.
This must be a wrong number. A former player and coach of Festus 253 Baseball, and now specializing in criminal defense, family law, wills, estates, and trusts, the law offices of Matthew Brown is here for you, representing you the right way, not the easy way. In Festus at 101 East Main Street or on Facebook and the web, call 314-628-0033.
For fine Mexican cuisine,
A family atmosphere.
any place to watch your local sport teams. Come out to La Pachangas.
Check out our 4 locations: Arnold, Herculaneum, Crystal City, and Bonne Terre.
Come out to La Pachanga.
Since their inception in 1980, SMCI has always been about high integrity and treating people the way you would want to be treated, just like family. Mostly known as a commercial contractor, SMCI has now decided to give the family treatment to everyone. They are now opening their residential department to the public as Home by SMCI so everyone can experience the home treatment. Everyone deserves maximum comfort in their very own home. Isn't it time you come home? Contact SMCI at 636-337-4444 or on the web at homebysmci.com.
USA Mortgage, the home of possibility. Offices located in Festus, servicing homeowners from St. Louis to Cape Girardeau. Contact Justin Neal at 636-385-5232 or check him out on the web at festus.usa-mortgage.com. And we are back for our final segment here as the delayed by power, no relation to Shooty.
We were delayed by Shooty.
Delayed by Shooty, part of our
Thanks, McVay.
coach's
That
box.
was a good one.
Yeah, you like that one? You like that?
That was
Yeah.
good, Coach McVay.
The guy who replaced Shooty while he was on assignment.
But next week we'll have no issues because we will have Mr. Powers in the building.
We'll have the power.
No
We'll
power
have Powers
outage
in the building.
All puns. It's good. It's real good. Lowest form of entertainment.
Low-hanging fruit, right?
All right, so because we had this outage of power, we're going to kick our top 5 to next week.
Awesome.
I think we made that decision. Ray's the only guy here who
I made
voted.
it up. That's
I
why.
voted for the 5 today.
I did too.
Did you vote for it?
Yeah.
Hey, in a democracy, though, 3 over 2 still means you lose.
Well,
Keep that in mind in November, okay?
You lose.
So,
I will keep that in mind in November. Hopefully those mail-in ballots and all that stuff. Oh, well, never mind.
did you send your mail-in for this election and the primary?
Goodness.
Yeah, what do we say about politics? Stop
Political
talking about
puns all over the
it. I
place.
know, right? Okay,
So, do we want to go to
we're going right to trivia.
Trivia?
Let's
All
make
right.
it. Let's make it rain.
Here it goes.
Oh,
No, wait. I take it back.
Well, then we were doing
Yeah,
tirades.
let's go trivia.
Oh, okay.
Trivia.
Trivia first before the
Yeah,
time? Okay,
yes.
I'm
Hey,
good with that.
we're just playing this by ear.
All
Well,
right.
heck, my tirade may change after trivia.
I'm tired of losing.
My trivia.
The questions are rigged.
Hey, do you know that inside that trophy, if you win, there's a bunch of pious golf balls? He didn't tell you
Suck
that.
them out.
All right.
And an application.
Here it is.
If
Do
you
you
value
value
education.
your education?
Here it is. All right. Question number 1. Who was the first Major League player to have his number retired? Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Major League Baseball. Who's the first Major League player to have his number retired? Answers. George Kelly.
Joe Kelly.
Free Joe Kelly.
Free Joe Kelly.
I'd retire his number.
George Kelly. Charlie Robertson. Lou Gehrig. Or Babe Ruth. Who was the first Major League player to have his number retired? George Kelly. Charlie Robertson. Lou Gehrig. Or Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with it.
Answers. We're waiting for Flippy here.
One
Okay.
up.
Charlie Robinson, Lou Gehrig,
Kelly.
Charlie Kelly, or George Kelly, and
Lou
Lou
Gehrig.
Gehrig. Lou Gehrig is the answer.
Oh, yeah.
So there it is.
Well,
I had no idea.
There it is.
today I consider myself the luckiest man.
Man on the plate.
Probably The Yankees was a good movie, too, by the way.
Yes.
For you guys who, it's a black and white movie.
Yes.
Question number 2, NHL question. Who was the first NHL player to score 50 goals in a season? Answers. Gordie Howe, Eddie Shore, Maurice Richard, or Wayne Gretzky?
I think it's this one.
Who was the first NHL player to score 50 goals in a season?
Speak those names one more time.
Gordie Howe, Eddie Shore, Maurice Richard, and Wayne Gretzky. All right.
I would guess.
Got Richard, I got Gordie Howe, I got D, which would be Wayne Gretzky, and I have
How?
Howe, H-O-W-E.
Okay.
Okay. And your spelling is incorrect, and you are incorrect.
Oh, darn.
The answer is Maurice Richard, Rocket Richard. There it is. He's
Oh,
up 2-1
my
now.
God. Yeah. There we go.
There could be.
Coming for you, Balboa.
Back to Miller.
All right. This one's going to be a good one. NFL. What team drafted Brett Favre? What team drafted Brett Favre? The
Must be a
answers:
speed round.
Packers, the Raiders, the Falcons, or the Vikings. And
See, we are
without
round.
even hesitating, I didn't even put out the answers. All right. Come on.
Hey, I finally got one right today.
All four of you, the Atlanta Falcons. That's correct.
Yeah. And then
1991.
They did a good job with that.
Yeah, it says Favre was drafted.
Favre. Brett Favre.
Favre by the Atlanta Falcons in the second round of the 91 draft, but Jerry Glanville, head coach, did not approve and said it would take a plane crash for him to get into the game. He got into the game and threw 4 picks.
What did Jerry
They got
Glanville
rid
ever
of
do? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, good job.
Okay.
See if I missed the basketball one.
Final question.
There probably will be basketball.
NASCAR.
Might tie you.
Jimmy Johnson.
Wait. Hey, you're from
Sports.
Kentucky, so they NASCAR Kentucky.
The answer is Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. I don't know. Tony Stewart.
Jeff Gordon.
NASCAR. What state has earned the nickname NASCAR Valley? What state has earned the name NASCAR Valley? The answers are South Dakota, North Carolina, Tennessee, or Oklahoma. What state has earned the nickname NASCAR Valley?
Give me that one more.
South Dakota, North Carolina, Tennessee, or Oklahoma? All right. All right. Here's our answers. The answer is North Carolina.
Hey, I got one question right today. All right.
I got 3 of 4.
3 of 4. But
Which
somebody
one?
just went 5
Yes.
times.
Not in a
Somebody's
row.
just going 5
Not
times.
in a row.
Yeah, but
Well,
somebody's
you know,
going 5
hey.
times.
There you go. I'll pass that down.
You know, the St. Louis
It's
Hawks
rigged.
beat the
take it.
Celtics
I ain't
once.
touching it.
Once.
It's rigged.
Oh,
There it
welcome
is.
home, baby.
Terrible.
There it
I think
is.
it's
Man,
I told you I'd never win one, so
Hey,
I'm
I've got breaking news right here. The Cardinals have been cleared to come home.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
the Cardinals are cleared
Put a
to come
little
home.
asterisk
That's
right
nice.
next to that.
why? Because of the shortened show.
Asterisk. Blame it on Shooty, right?
Yep.
It's all Shooty's fault.
There you go.
Sorry, Shooty.
There you
You're
go.
getting blamed for it. That's okay.
All right. Did we jump the tirade right now?
Yeah, we're
Hey,
going to go to our
But
tirades.
before we go to the tirades, I got to give a shout out to my son's baseball team, the DeSoto SMCI 11U team. They've played some great baseball here on the last 3 to 4 weeks. Out of their last 7 games, they're 4-1 with 1 tie. So, and then they had a split on the other one that they didn't get to finish the game. So,
There's a tie in baseball?
yes.
Yes, there is a tie. in
I
baseball.
watched
wasn't that. I was doing the
watched
math.
this movie one time where the coach said tie's like kissing your sister.
Yeah.
So I want to give a big shout out to those guys.
Nice.
I mean,
There
they
you go.
started out
Good.
the year
Congrats.
with losing their first 5 games, and then have come on at the end of the year with a lot of hard work. So I want to give a big
Good.
shout out to my boy and his team.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome. Good stuff.
We're giving shout outs
Hey, go
this
ahead.
week? I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a
I guess
shout out
I
segment.
should give Jillian Jarvis and her
Absolutely.
her Lightning team that won a championship this week at their tournament in Cape, where they're allowing sports to be played and basketball to be played. And
Unless a member of the staff 10 days
days
ago
well,
might or might not have
Yeah,
had
true.
COVID.
Speaking of
this weekend it worked out, and they won a championship. So, and still selling Black Cat cards. Shoot, $20.
You get your son over here, and he should sell them on here.
I don't know.
Speaking of false positive, Detroit Lions QB.
Oh yeah,
That came out.
it was a
How about
false
that?
positive,
False positive.
it's not. That doesn't happen.
but it still counts as a positive.
Oh yeah.
so it counts as a positive. So there's
Guaranteed.
I've
one
got
of
a-
17,000 people in the last.
I've
couple
got a
days.
shout out here from Matt Shooty. It says here, I'm making up some sleeveless T-shirts that says Jason Jarvis is my homeboy.
He's got a weird obsession. I get it. show the guns 1 week, and now you got all these fans.
I'm telling you, it's like your thing, man.
There it
I'm
is.
gonna go
stuff.
sleeveless next commercial now.
You should just do sleeveless the whole time.
We should do.
No, wait, we
you
can't
should
have
do
that
a
kind
Hans-
of viewership.
Hey, we should do a
People
Hans
get
and
it.
Franz.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, little Hans and Franz.
We had to pump you up.
Oh,
I'll
jeez.
just
pump
be
you up.
Hey, Shooty, shut up. There is no wife show. All right, so moving on. Let's get to our tirades.
When is the wife show, Matt Shooty wants to know?
Moving on. We don't need to start
All
that
right.
one right now.
Aren't you back on assignment?
Yeah.
Get it.
They have internet out in Africa where you were out there looking for the cure. Okay, so we're going to do our timeout tirades.
Give me just 1 second to upload my phone from
All
my
right,
clock.
so this time, Ray.
Can we start with Jarvis first?
But we're gonna throw 5 minutes out.
No, we're not starting with me.
But we're not. We don't have to go the whole 5. That's like your limit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
that
right.
way we want to make sure that we have enough time for anybody to say it, and then we can comment on it and then move on.
There it is. All
All right,
right.
I'll go first because mine's easy.
All right, starting now.
All right, starting now.
There we go.
Everyone that knows me knows I like to drive fast. And one thing that really annoys the crap out of me is when this person gets in the fast lane and they're not going fast. And so you're trying to pass the slow people in the right lane, but you got this guy, and they usually have a, sticker in their window or something that says 99.1. But then you're trying.
Oh my God!
You're trying to get through, and you can't get through. And
Let's go there. Oh, my.
so, anyway, that is my tirade. Is
The
that
power's going to go out again, and it's not going to be from an accident. It's going to be from a lightning strike. So I'm going to slide over.
I'm just stating the facts, man. It almost always has that sticker in the window. Well, unless it's and you know why I said that? Because my wife listens to 99.1, and she'll ride in the left lane. I'm like, you're not passing anyone. Will you please move over to the right lane? Get out of the left
Have
lane.
a walk with Jesus for a
So
second. Go on.
that is my tirade: is the people that sit in the left lane.
My goodness.
You should testify
It
at
took a
church
left turn.
to that.
It took a left turn, not a left lane.
Are you going to bring that up as a sermon on Sunday? Go to church on Sunday?
Anybody got any testimonies? James like, I got one back here.
Wait, hey, I am.
You're the deacon.
I am a deacon at my
Yeah.
church,
Yeah.
but I just it's the 99.1 window sticker, man.
I need to talk to your preacher this
That's
week.
like
I need to give him a phone call.
sacrilegious, isn't it a little bit?
I love it.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Is that
man.
5 minutes up?
I have nothing.
Hey,
I don't want to even
you
say
know what we need to do? We need to
top
get
that
a
tirade.
99.1 sticker and put it in his window.
Forget Pius sticker. You're getting one of those. No. That's going to happen.
Now, see, that would have been even funnier if you'd have said, and I see this car with this St. Pius sticker.
St. Pius, 99.1. Must care about your education. Get out of the left-hand lane. That's funny.
Hey, now top that, boys.
I'm not
not
following
even
that.
invested.
I am not following that.
One of you two have
no.
to go. I
You
go last.
No.
I go last.
No.
You guys
I'll
all
go. I'll
you
go.
all said
Blair
oh,
wants to go.
I'll go.
man, you all said I didn't put any thought into it.
Oh, you put some thought into it. I just don't want to be around you at church.
All right, so let me cancel this out. Start. Go ahead.
All right, so one of my tirades here is talks
One
about
of.
sports. Yeah, I got plenty of them we could talk about,
But one.
but I'm going to talk about one, and literally one. Okay,
Still not wearing a hat.
single sport athletes. I think that
Specialization?
yes, it's a big pet peeve of mine that student athletes do not participate in more than one sport, and I think that it's becoming more of a trend now than it ever has been, and I think that is because you have so many select teams that allow you to play year-round, that these kids think that if I'm playing year-round one sport, that's all I need to do because I'm playing year-round.
Yeah, I'm going to
That's
get
how I'm
college
going
looks.
to go D1, right?
Yeah, Coach,
So-
I'm going to get some D1 looks.
To me, it bothers me when I ever hear a student say, well, I really want to focus on football, or I really want
that's
to focus
the
on
worst.
basketball or baseball. You know, it's not about focusing on basketball or baseball. It's about focusing on being a student athlete. And to me, as a coach, that's one of the worst things I could ever hear kids say is, hey, I want to focus on basketball. No, you don't want to focus on basketball because that is not helping you in any shape or form. And it just burns me when you participate in that one sport and then you want to go and do another sport, but I can't be there this day and this day because I got my, select other sport that I got to be there first because that's my number one sport.
This is spoken like a true girls basketball coach.
Well, it is.
What sport are you speaking
Because
of?
I used to be a girls basketball coach, and that V word, volleyball,
I'll let you say that, my friend.
is year round, and I don't have that problem anymore. But
I didn't speak of any sport. I just specifying.
Well, you are a girls basketball coach, so I
you read between the lines. I get it. But that's to me is one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is when a kid says that and they talk about, well, I can't be at practice tomorrow because I got to go to my select tournament that I have, or I have a practice that. It starts at 7, and I need to leave practice at 6:30 before 7 o'clock gets out because I got to get there. It's a 35-minute drive.
Now you're talking in the season.
Yeah, I'm talking in general.
You're coaching basketball. Now you have select whatever. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so
and they're going to go do
Or
that.
when you show up and the next day you're like, why are you in a boot? Why are you on crutches?
Yeah.
We didn't have practice yesterday.
Yeah.
Or
Did you trip?
yeah, did you fall down some stairs?
Yep. That's. I mean, to me, it's just the one sport or focusing on one sport is causing a big time problem with athletes today. I think that they're so much focused on that they don't become a better athlete. They may become a better volleyball player, basketball player, baseball player, football player, whatever it is, the sport they're specializing in.
I'm going to be a little devil's advocate here.
Uh-oh.
So I should have told Jordan Duncan, hey, he didn't always there for basketball because he's a baseball guy, but he's a pretty darn good basketball player.
I didn't
was.
want you to go
But
there.
he played both.
But
What he's saying is that I'm not going to play basketball so I can
Now that's
focus on
different, yes.
baseball.
That's
That's what he's
My
talking
favorite
about.
thing was when I got to Grandview. I never coached at a school that had football before. And I get there, and
Now we know why, but go ahead.
yeah, I mean, because they're terrible like me. Anyway, so I'm like, well, why didn't you go play basketball? Well, I'm going to focus on football. Well, they don't play football during the wintertime. Well, I'm going to lift. You can lift and
It's
still
called weightlifting
do it.
class.
You have weightlifting. You're not going to go any
You
extra
can still
time.
play basketball.
Yeah, you can still do that, and it helps you.
right.
Are you going to do anything in spring? Yeah, I'm going to run track. Then do something else.
We need to get a college coach on here to explain that
No.
to our listeners that says
Well,
they
I can-
recruit
listen,
multiple
Well, I
sport
can name the
athletes.
athletes. Name the athletes. You could go through all kinds of them. Vic, Moss,
Iverson.
LeBron. Well, LeBron quit after sophomore year, but I mean,
Still
you
plays.
just,
Still plays
still
all-state
All-State,
tight end.
and then you have, you have all
Danny Ainge. He was good.
I know.
Well, we
Yeah,
had
stumper
our
right there.
outfielder Matt. Cardinals stuff.
Holiday.
Holiday. He was a stud quarterback. I mean, you got all kinds of guys that played. The guys that are playing the professional sports played multiple sports.
We'll go back to the 30 for 30 with the Miami Hurricanes. The football players ran track,
Yep.
and then that's how they split their scholarship money. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
that's how they started winning everything in the ACC.
Yeah, but Bo Jackson, he was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders,
Bo
Brian
knows.
Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, they
you
play
know,
multiple
they're
sports.
okay.
Yeah, man, they're all right.
3, 2, and 1, and Mr. McVay, you're next.
Okay.
there we go.
This might be a hot take here. I don't know.
Oh.
What's the E stand for in ESPN? Entertainment, right?
Entertainment.
Okay. I don't care because it's professional sports. I want to see 500-foot home runs. I want to see 102-mile-an-hour fastball. Give me steroids in pro sports.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
don't care. I don't
You heard it
care.
here first.
It doesn't bother me.
Watch out.
It
Wow.
doesn't- it's entertainment. They're not curing cancer. They're not teaching.
Well, I mean,
Give me
they
I want to
they
be
have
entertained.
platforms.
I agree.
I want to be entertained, and I don't care. You don't think NFL? Go ahead and do the steroids.
Are you
UFC? They do it already.
I have this
me
gladiator
500
moment where I'm going, are you not entertained?
No, I'm not. I am not when I watch the Cardinals and they can't hit the ball in the
Oh,
outfield. Exactly.
My dad
So you want all Tyler O'Neills out there?
No,
No,
give
no.
me some Mark McGuire's.
Hey, my dad calls baseball players nowadays guess hitters.
Yes.
He said all they do is just guess.
You're
Yeah.
exactly
They're the
right.
Hey,
worst.
We
you're
grew
exactly
up.
right.
I grew. Hey, Mark McGuire, 98.
Yeah.
That's formative years, right? Hey,
Yeah.
I could care less if he was on steroids. But you know what? It was fun watching.
Chick
him hit-
stick the long
watching,
ball.
Exactly. It
That's
was fun
right.
going to a ball game
Yes.
and getting that free Big Mac because he hit it 600 foot.
You got it.
You're
Putting
dang
the Band-Aid on the St. Louis Post-Dispatch
man.
sign. Thank you, steroids.
But as an educator and as a
They can do it the
They
right way.
can make their choice.
They can do it the right way.
Be a
I'm
guest
saying
hitter.
professional.
Be a guess hitter. Or when you guess hit, you're not hitting a little Texas League can of corn to the second baseman.
Think about it.
You're
Think
killing
about this.
that
Hold
sucker.
on. I still got my time. Think about this. Pitchers are getting Tommy John surgery in high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, did we hear about all this Tommy John stuff back in the 90s and the 80s when you had Clemens and you had those and
Nope.
Pettit and all that? No. You know why? Because they were on steroids. Because steroids helps your body. They did it the right
Not
way.
everybody was.
Ask Jose. That's all I'm saying. Hey,
Wait, if you're going to
Out of
quote
all
from the book
three-
of Jose,
out of all four of us, I would have never expected that out of him.
I have. I've been around him enough to know.
I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And it's entertainment.
Agreed.
This is
It's
true.
pure entertainment. If we go to a football game, go to a baseball game, go to a basketball, it doesn't matter because they're adults.
Yeah.
And it's professional. I'm not saying college. I'm not saying high school.
Well,
And
I
you-
know,
hey,
but what influence is that going to have on
it's
on
not.
college?
It's
Yes,
not if they know
come
it's
on.
not because here's what you say.
Don't
as
tell 'em.
as an owner, as a GM,
I grew
or
up
whatever,
in that '90s, and I
Right.
I played college football in that '90s.
Okay.
You don't think people weren't?
Well, of course
well,
they
hell,
were.
Heck, all those guys are doing it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh
You-
my
wait,
gosh!
wait.
Come on.
You
the
do
influence that would have on kids.
do-
Come
You
on.
don't think? Hey, do we not see the Misha commercials at every basketball Final Four
The
where they're still
sportsmanship?
talking about steroids and don't
Yeah.
do it? It's going to
I
happen
still
anyway.
have to play him. I still have
So,
to play
so,
him. all the time.
so here's the thing. If you think about this, it's kind of like, let's go back to the whole in the 90s. You just don't talk about it. That's what baseball did. They used them like rented goalies.
Right.
Hey, thanks for bringing us
Hey,
back.
70s was the greenies, 80s
Yeah.
was the amphetamines, all that stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, come on now.
Just use them and send them on their way. Yeah, it's good. And we just don't talk about it. You have to do steroids. Hey, let's not talk about it. It's
I'm not
okay.
here to talk about the past.
Not here to
but
talk about
I
the
want to
past.
see 500-foot home runs.
Although Rafael Palmeiro shaking that finger
Yeah.
is still quality. Still quality.
and then,
How's that
and
Hall
then
of
he's
Fame?
got the earplugs in. Yeah, that's my. Hey, I'm just saying. I don't mind professional.
You know what? I think I can go with that.
Entertainment.
I can go with that too. Because when I watch a baseball game, and guys are hitting like Joey Gallo hit like what 220, and he had 40 home runs. He had more home runs than he did singles.
Yeah.
That's insane. How do you do that?
Hey, I'm not going to pay $200 to go watch the Cardinals and then not score any runs.
It's a
But
pitcher's
I will
duel.
go. Yeah, a pitcher's duel. But I'll go spend $200.
Scherzer won.
And that's another tirade we can talk about. Pujols, and we'll get into that next
Oh,
week.
here we go.
But anyway, no, I want to be entertained.
Foreshadow.
Are you not entertained?
No,
I love
Wow.
give me entertainment.
I like that one.
I don't like
I
it.
can't follow this. Wow, I really can't.
And we end with 5-time.
Yeah,
5 times.
5-time.
He's
Oh.
been taking steroids.
Not
in the
in-
dictionary.
Your time starts now.
All right.
Not in a row, Ray. Not
that's okay.
in a
Yeah, that's
row.
okay.
He still won
Can't
5
win 'em all.
times. He still won 5 times.
Scoreboard. All right, so
Scoreboard.
on a more serious thing. So whenever I'm thinking about all these schools going virtual, and you want to virtually educate the kids because you want to keep them safe, that's fine. I understand. You want to. It's a CYA. We've talked about it. You have a kid get it, and then everybody gets it, and then what if a family wants to sue the school? And that I get it. The kids who are missing out are our special needs kids.
100%.
They are the ones. When you want to go fully virtual and you want to virtually educate kids because you want to be safe, what are we saying about our special needs kids? The kids who have special needs, IEPs, they have mental disorders, they have behavioral disorders. They are not getting
disabilities.
learning disabilities. They're not getting the services they need.
Correct.
So when you got a big school district like Kirkwood who comes out and says they're all virtual. What are you doing to those kids? How do you virtually educate someone who already struggles because of what they can't control?
Right.
Those kids are the ones who miss out. They're the ones who aren't getting what they need. Instead, no, I don't just worry about that. It's, COVID. Okay, that's great. Why not? Why can't you socially distance those kids? Why can't you bring those kids in? You want to talk about how that affects sports? If you bring your special needs kids in, then you would still have class in school. You could still compete in sports.
Yes.
That's how crazy this whole thing is. You're not even looking at the whole picture, but more importantly in sports, the kids who are special needs aren't getting what they're going to need. The kids who had the one-on-one paraprofessionals all year, they're there with them. They're helping them because they have those disorders. What happens to them? Oh, okay, well, see you guys. It's been nice to know you.
Yeah.
Nothing? Are you kidding me?
Those are the kids that are going to be affected.
Those are
more
the
than-
ones.
Yeah.
So forget about sports. Forget about all that crap. That's the kids who miss out.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
Those kids. And we're not even thinking about them. The Post-Dispatch didn't put no crap about them on there. Mission's not thinking about it. Nobody. Desi's not thinking about them. Kirkwood or whoever these school districts are, they're going full virtual. They're not thinking about them.
No.
They're thinking about covering their own butts. That's what they're
CYA.
thinking about.
You got it.
They're not thinking about these kids. And you know what? That just pisses me off. Okay?
I agree with you 100%.
I'll take a technical any day. I'll tell whoever. I'll tell anybody.
You know, you were voted the.
I'll
most
probably
likely,
get
you
a
know.
technical. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you will.
I ain't got enough Vaseline for this crap either, okay?
Hey, you are teed up, my friend.
Oh, man.
Where's this?
It's
stop
Here's
sign?
the stop sign.
That is the tirade timeout.
Right?
I still got some time, I think. I don't know.
207.
I don't think you need any more time, my friend.
I mean,
you spoke it right there.
I'm just saying, to
Well,
me,
it's not even
home.
not even just the ones that are on IEPs and all that, but just the kid that needs that individual time with that teacher.
Yeah.
That individual time with getting a little extra bump and learning something or explaining it to them. And you're not going to get that at home. No offense to parents, but I mean, you're not going to get what you're going to get from someone at school.
You're not educated to teach a math lesson.
No.
I mean, honestly.
Not
So
me.
what
My
are
kids
what
show
are you,
me math. I'm like,
So what are you going? You go home and you try to
Common Core.
you try to
Letters?
teach to teach that math, and you teach it completely wrong. I mean, what are you telling that kid? What are you doing to
The
that
Common
kid?
Core is of the devil. That's what I would tell them.
But it's very difficult for me as a parent to sit back and allow that to continue to happen, because all we're doing is 15, 20 years from now setting our kids up to fail as they get older. I
Sure.
mean, honestly, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be running our country in 20 years. Think about that.
hey, think about they're the ones when you wake up at the nursing home and look up. Oh,
Yeah.
You're making it. Yeah, pull the plug.
Yeah.
What?
Well, that takes number 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay.
Yeah.
You got that? Oh,
So
yeah.
I mean, it hits near and dear to me, because I mean, when you work in the alternative school and you see these kids, either the ones who have the needs or the ones like you said are just they're at risk. They don't have the home lives. They don't have the stability to have an education at home. I mean, when a kid tells you that they're getting in trouble for not selling drugs to kids, you're like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's let that kid learn at home virtually, because that's
that
going to
happens.
work out. That's not even
Right.
ascertainable.
Yeah. You need to stay home and you need to cook for your brother and sister
5,
so we can
4,
go
Cook
out.
3,
one.
2,
Yeah.
1.
Bingo.
What are we cooking?
If you
There's
smell,
the timer.
We didn't get
Time
if you smell
is
the
up.
rock is cooking.
Oh, hey, real quick, and we didn't get to this. Yeah, you're right. The Rock just bought the XFL.
Yes.
Okay.
He is
Bravo
smelling the cacao.
I mean, I'm excited because I kind of like the XFL. I mean, because first off,
I love the sideline interview stuff.
it is awesome.
Like right after they mess up and they
Yeah.
boo it, I'm like, oh.
How do you feel about
What were
that?
you thinking? Yeah, what were you
well,
thinking
I thought he was open.
He evidently was not open.
Yeah, why'd you call that play? I don't know. Boy, I tell you what, if that happened, I'd probably punch somebody. Like Craig Sager, bam, right in the face. Popovich style. No, I mean, it's for a St. Louis fan, St. Louis in football, there's a chance. I mean, we
So you're
have this
saying
all,
there's a
yes. Where's that 1 in a million
You
talk?
saw all the people.
It was
St. Louis was
insane.
crazy about the Battlehawks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they were going to open the whole top side of the dome up, the upper section. That thing was going to sell out, and then we had the shutdown.
Yep.
The fact that, I hate Stan Kroenke. I think he's a terrible human being. I don't want to speak too ill about people, but if, he got hit by a car or he's on fire, I wouldn't pee on him.
Does he have a 99.1
I
sticker in his
would-
cup?
He probably does. I mean, he's an awful human being.
He's got a
I
lot.
got nowhere to go.
He's got nowhere to go. He's got a lot of sins to repent, so he probably does have that sticker in his car.
I mean, but St. Louis.
I don't have music because it's already Brennan.
St. Louis has football, and he just takes it right out from underneath him. And we have this, and then boom, it's done. So the fact that The Rock, who I think is awesome, has we have a chance to maybe have the XFL back. I think there's a little glimmer of hope on that level.
It was fun. It was fun watching them.
Oh,
and some of the different rule changes was.
And it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, the quarterback that played for the
They were
Bad Off.
entertained.
Well,
Tiamu.
who do you get signed with? I mean,
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
He's back
I mean,
up to
he's
Mahomes.
back up for Mahomes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, I've become a Chiefs fan, sad to admit, because we don't have it here in St. Louis anymore. So I stick with Missouri teams.
Yep.
Hey, you're a good man.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, hey, what football teams have in Kentucky?
Huh? We don't have any.
No, that's
I thought
Kentucky Wildcats
SEC,
are not
SEC
good.
football.
It's only
They're
football.
not good.
Yeah, that's it. Jared Lorenzen was the best thing to ever come out of Kentucky football.
that's why everyone remembers.
That's
Kentucky
the only
football.
guy I remember.
The biggest quarterback ever.
Big lefty. Literally.
Are we wrapping up?
We are.
I think so.
We are.
It's been a weird show.
I'll give you my tirade real quick. It's 3 quick
He's
points.
probably like you guys. In between.
No, 3 quick points. I'll be real quick and real brief here. So Pete Rose goes in the Hall of Fame.
Not happening.
Should.
Yep.
Agreed.
Joe Kelly should be freed.
I agree with that.
100%.
Nolan Ryan, the best pitcher ever.
No.
Today
Bob
in
Gibson?
history. Today in history.
Today in history.
Today in
Big
history.
Robin Ventura.
He picked on the wrong guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely kicked the
best.
crap out of him.
Yeah.
And,
Don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess.
and nobody can beat MJ.
I'm going to disagree with the first one, though. Pete Rose will
Pete
never
Rose
be in the Hall of
hospital.
Fame.
Put Pete Rose in the
Should he
If
be
you're
in?
going to put roid people in, how can you not put
You're
him
not
in?
putting roid people in.
Yes, there will be roid people
There
in.
will be at some
Should
point.
he be put in?
Pete
Did
Rose,
he? Okay.
as a player,
Did he bet on
Yes.
baseball? Yes.
as a coach, not as a player.
How do you know he didn't fix his games to make money?
Well, we're not talking about him as a coach. We're talking about him as a
Doesn't
player.
matter. He bet on it. He's a part of it.
You don't think that happens today?
Aren't there people in 8 men out
It
like
didn't prove
back
it.
then that are in the? They're
Prove
in
it.
the,
They threw the
I
game.
can't say this.
I
I'm just telling
think
you.
guys cheat all the
through
time.
the game as players.
Hey, wait. Obviously they did because there's a whole freaking team that did it, and they won a World Series and went to another one.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they should. And you know what? Joe Kelly, free Joe Kelly, got more games suspended than any Astro player, all combined,
Agreed with you. 1,000%.
because they were granted immunity.
Oh, yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Another baseball blunder. How about that one?
Yeah.
What do they say Kelly
love
got
Engel.
suspended for? Because he didn't hit anybody.
He said something.
Taunted.
Yeah, I
They
think he
taunted
said
him
something.
first.
He used his words incorrectly. It wasn't a safe place to play
he
the game.
stuck his lips out at
The
him.
chance
I mean,
that COVID could have happened because it's a smart virus from his taunting.
Did he go like this?
Can we
Yeah,
do that? Can we do that to
Douglas.
you so that you have to release your
lips?
trophy?
No.
Okay.
I didn't beat on a trash can to get the answers.
Yeah, I think that's what Ray's doing. He's sending
He's
them
over there,
signals.
it's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Morse code over there.
It's how many times he beats on it
Yep.
that tells you
Yeah,
A, B, or C,
right.
or D.
Bam,
I got
bam,
it.
bam, bam, bam.
I got
I do
it.
think, what, Carlos Correa? Yeah, you didn't see that one coming, did you? That's so good. That's so good.
All right, let's wrap things up here. Real quick, we'll let everybody know about this coming up here. We are going to be, we've already given out our schedule for Friday Night Blitz, so check that out on our Facebook page. Also, we are going to be doing Jeffco Diamondcast softball and Jeffco Spike Time volleyball. So if you're interested in advertising with us, we are going to be doing some major push for advertising in the next 3 weeks here. Get ahead of the game here and give us a call, 314-852-4398, or live stream stl@outlook.com. Stay with us. We'd appreciate that. Thank you so much to Joel over here at La Pachanga. And we're going to sign out of here. Guys, this has been fun, even though the power went out. But we got Mr. Powers coming with us.
I think
next
we
week.
rallied. I think this is a good show
We did.
coming back.
I think so.
You know?
I think so. Not too bad.
Good stuff.
So we're going to say so long. Have a good evening. We'll see you next week on the Coach's Box.